let me set this up. YouTube doesn't really let you set the shot up at all, and it takes a screenshot and you go live. And I'm gonna adjust this slightly and make a better image, and then we'll just track the moon for a while, just because it's fun. And let's see what, sorry about the shakiness. Gonna have to deal with it for a second, because I want to get a nice shot here. See that blue? I have a bad angle going on. Whoops. Let's see here. Which way do I gotta go? Not that way. Okay. Hey, Patricia Steer, how are you? Yeah, it's beautiful out looking at this. Now I gotta focus it too. Once I set it up, I actually had a hard time getting my telescope working right. And I'm getting text messages coming in. But we're gonna get it focused in, and we can actually zoom way in if we want. Whoops, I'm not getting a very good shot. Sorry, guys. Okay, let me do this. I gotta change something. Mosquitoes are already out. That's no good. I'm gonna turn. Sorry about the shakiness. I hope it doesn't give you a headache. I'm trying to, there's a sweet spot. I had to make this holder. This is just my iPhone. God's watching this flat earth. Cancer is a lie. All right. Let me, sorry, this is so bad, you guys. I had a good shot with the camera. I mean, with the camera app, but I can't seem to get it focused. Uh-oh, not Bill Gates mosquitoes. Them are the ones, those are bad ones, I think. Okay, let's focus this. Yeah, I can't get it focused. I'm gonna have to do something here. So you can watch the edge and then see how cloudy it is? Shouldn't be like that. So, sorry guys, but I didn't expect the mosquitoes to be, whoa. I gotta turn this down a little bit. There we go. Okay, this is not a very good image, sorry, but let me just work on it for a minute. See my camera? That's the problem, is I forgot about this. On the YouTube app for my phone, it does autofocus. I don't think you can turn it off. So watch, I'll get it close and then it'll see my phone's trying to autofocus. But I've done it before, so I will get it. And then I'm just gonna leave it, because I probably have like almost 2 hours where the moon's gonna be in view. So forgive me for my shakiness. I'm actually going to take I'm starting all over. Sorry guys. Taking the camera out of the holder. Oh, there we go. There's, whoops, that's not what the moon looks like. Hold on. Okay. I don't know if you can see me. There's me. And there is the moon. I have to, sorry guys, but I have to adjust this, this eyepiece. It's just all rigged. So sorry about the black screen, but I have to do this with my eye, and then I'll be able to do it with, yeah, I have a piece of tape on here that I shouldn't have on here. Sorry guys. Then I'll be able to do it with the camera. I just got home from work too. I was like, oh, I want to get a live stream going before the moon is too low. All right. I'm just looking, I gotta set you guys down there for just a second. I'm getting an exclusive view of the moon myself. I'm just kidding, I can barely see it. I don't know what's going on. All right. It's weird when I live stream, I always feel like, oh, I can't, it's gotta be perfect, you know what I mean? But it's just real life. That's how I roll. I grabbed my telescope. I ran home quick, grabbed my telescope, and then I came over to the shop because I have some stuff I have to take care of over here. But I wanted to get the live stream going. So it will improve. It will improve, I'm sorry. Okay, I think I have it close. Now I just gotta find the moon again. That's the tough part. And it's gonna be this way, right? No? Hi, Tom Buddhas. I saw you there. Okay, where is it? I lost it. Prescott, Arizona. You know what? I bought a Ford Lightning from, it was somewhere by Prescott. I don't know where. It was called Skull Valley, I think. I drove all the way down there from Minnesota to buy a pickup truck and drive it back when I was about, I don't know, 25 or something. All right, guys. Sorry, I'm looking for the moon here. It's so big that it should be easy to find. I'm just kidding. I think I'm really zoomed in. So when we do get a view, oh wait. When we do get a view, it should be good. Where is it? Oh man, sorry guys. I'm doing something wrong here. I cannot believe that there's 12 of you putting up with this. I feel so bad. Okay, I actually haven't had my telescope out for a long time. So, okay, ready? There we go. We got the moon. Thank you, God's watching this flat earth. It is all good, isn't it? Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, we're starting from scratch. Maybe we aren't zoomed in so far, so maybe this will be a better view. See if we can get it focused. Oops, wrong way. Okay. Whoops. I gotta figure out how to turn the comments off. Whoops. Because I can't see. Sorry about the wobbling. How do you do that? Okay. Maybe I did that. Sorry, guys. All right, let's move it into view. I have it set really slow so it can kind of creep. Daryl Lee, what's up? You met Michael, the Archangel in Prescott, Arizona? Whoa, that's crazy. I wish I could say that. All right, let's focus it. Oh, there we go. I think we're gonna get it this time. The autofocus is trying to go. We'll get as good as we can and then zoom in just a little bit. So this is like this is the eyepiece that I always fight against this eyepiece because it gives, if I get it set up right, it's a really good shot. But I've just found that I can't consistently, sorry about the shaking, I can't consistently get it in the same spot because it's actually, long story. But once I get that blue off the screen on the right side, it'll be a good shot. And I'm not doing very well. Warning, may receive headache if watching effed up world. I'm just kidding, okay. See when I do the focus? Watch how it moves the telescope. It shouldn't do that. Makes it really hard when you're zoomed in on something like Venus or whatever. You can't ever get a good shot. Okay, let's do this. You know what we're gonna do? Sorry guys. We're switching. I gotta go run inside and grab a different eyepiece really quick. It'll be better. Okay, this one won't be magnified as much, but it'll be a much clearer, crisper shot. Okay. Because I just can't, for some reason, I just can't get this one to work very good. Let me try turning it and just see what happens. Oh, maybe that's what it was. I have to turn it, but the orientation doesn't want me to. Let's see here, what can I do about that? We're gonna try just for a few more seconds with this one. And if I think I had it. Sorry, guys. I must sound like an idiot right now. Okay, let's try that. Where'd it go? Whoa, that's probably not very good, huh? That's awful. Okay, we're switching. It's an adjustable eyepiece, so it's not made to be used the way I'm using it. Oops, okay. Thank you for your patience. Once I get a good shot going, it'll be kind of cool. So I have to pull this out and put this one in. Okay, let's try this one. This will probably get us a way better shot. What's up, Nathan Thompson? Be the change. Haven't seen one in a while. See, I'm not so magnified now. I'll get a way better shot. Oh, do they have, I have to do like, I have to turn the, what do they do here on YouTube? I haven't been on YouTube. Hey, look at Bubbles in Space. I like the Haunt one too. I didn't know they still had these. Sketch. Okay, I don't like these. Normal. I thought there was more. I thought there was like a brightness setting. Because that's really not very... Oops, let's see here. We'll get our shot. I just... See, I can still zoom in like a little bit. Hey, yeah, hit the thumbs up. I just realized there's 7 people hit the thumbs up already. I think it's worth saying that. I'm gonna start saying that in my videos for people to hit the thumbs up. Because apparently, I'm just kidding. Oh, that's not a bad shot. It's too bright though. Oh, you know what? I think I have a shade filter. Let me grab it. Yeah, I don't have a filter. So maybe if I zoom in a little bit, it'll... Oh man, it's just so bright. Well, let's cruise around the moon for a while anyway. I'll try not to shake it. What is the moon, guys? You know, I was talking to my buddy. I had a busy day today working, but we were talking about the moon and something. I'll just run it by you guys. I don't know if it means anything or not, but something that seems that it might be significant when it comes to the sun and the moon. Because I was actually, okay, if you look right now, the moon is, I don't know, 50 degrees or something above the horizon where I'm at. Whoops, hold on. What happened there? That's not what's going on. Maybe, man, that's so bright. Sorry, I can't get the image better. But it was like, maybe it's 50 degrees right now and the sun was setting. And so I'm like, notice the distance between the two right now? And he was like, yeah. And I'm like, that's, you know, however much that distance is. Tomorrow, if you look at, like right when the sun goes down, the moon will be 51 minutes or something like that behind. It'll be to the left. And then it does that every day. And that's how we end up with the sun basically lapping the moon in the sky. Every, 28 days or something. I bet you Nathan Thompson knows way more about this than I do. But look at how much it's wandering. That should not be wandering like that. I just set it up on the driveway and I like turned on YouTube. But in the book of Enoch, it says, I think it's in chapter 80. Okay, now this is something like history would probably tell, but I don't think any of us could really prove anything or really know. But do you think it's possible that the moon, because the moon was out all day today. I could see it this morning. And here it is still out. In Genesis, it says God created 2 great lights. And the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. And he made the stars also. Okay. So what is it? What is that saying? Okay, there's the sun. Sorry about that, guys. I'm just gonna leave it there. If the more I mess with it, the worse it gets. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit though. Okay, so my understanding is that the sun literally goes in a circle. I'm gonna have to babysit it. Sorry, guys. Goes in a circle. That's interesting, Nathan. Nathan says, anyone else think the sun's cold? It's just the, oh, I missed that. It's just the light. I wish I could, I don't know how to get back to that. That was interesting, Nathan. It's so funny because really that's one of the things we're supposed to believe, that all this heat goes through the vacuum of space, which actually, if you think about it, even NASA will tell you that space is a bottomless pit. Why do the astronauts float in 0G? The space station's been up in the sky for 23 years and it's been falling the whole time and it's still never got to the bottom. It is a bottomless abyss of darkness. Think about it that way. Because that's the truth. But anyway, so the moon is to govern the night. Like the sun and moon, they govern day and night. So in the morning, hi Monica, good to see you. In the morning, we know that the sun comes up and it gets light out and everybody gets their coffee. And speaking of, I have a cup of coffee in my hands right now and I want to drink it. But so the moon, like maybe in a child's story or a fairy tale or something like that, I'm just giving it an example. Maybe the moon would be, when it got dark, the moon would come up. And then when it got light, the sun would come up. That makes sense. But is it possible that me seeing the moon all day today, and many of us, we all know the moon comes out when there's blue sky behind it during the day. Well, it doesn't really seem like that's what the Bible is saying, because it says that he divided the light from the darkness, and there's all there's the firmament, and he set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so, like all these things that he commanded at the very beginning, it doesn't seem to really say that the moon comes out during the day. It seems like the moon should only come out at night, at like just a general understanding of what it says in Genesis 1. But Enoch, I think it's chapter 80, he said, he was talking about the end of the age or whatever, and he said the moon would alter her order and not appear at the time appointed, and would alter her orbits and tasks, and they would change. Like the moon would change its orbits and tasks. So the thing I'm bringing up with all this long blabbering I'm doing is that, do you think it's possible that, astronomy, however old astronomy, thank you, Nathan, and the moon shall alter her order and not appear at her time. Okay, is it possible that our grandparents never saw the moon during the day and astronomy or whatever is just a joke? Because what I'm saying is, I don't think Polaris has ever been farther away from the axis of rotation than it is today. I don't think it really changes. They say there's the precession of the equinox and all of these theoretical things that nobody observes. Nobody observes anything orbiting the sun, ever. We don't observe Mercury, or just because they transit, that doesn't mean they're orbiting the sun. That just means they're between us and the sun. So there's a lot of assumptions that have been made, and I think, this is my belief, I think it's important that we pay attention to some of these things. Now, I don't know if the moon was different, and maybe it doesn't even really matter, but is it a sign of the times that we're living in? I don't know. Could be. This is kind of an awful shot of the moon. Sorry, guys. I've had way better. Yeah, Mercury, Nathan said, Mercury and Venus are always near the horizon at sunset and sunrise, while other three planets wander all over the entire night sky. That's true. And they move in their orbits, like over a course of time in their orbits. If you track their orbits, they actually appear to go backwards in their orbit. I don't know exactly when, but retrograde. And what's interesting is Enoch wrote about that too. Enoch saw that place. Okay, we're gonna go to this other side here. Whoa! See my telescope, I need to tune this thing up. It's been a while. I haven't had it out for a while. I don't even really know how to use it anymore. Oh, look at that. You can see the you can see the dark part of the moon. Look at that. Let me zoom out a little bit. Let's see what we got here. This is gonna be kind of cool. How's that? That's kind of a cool shot, huh? It seems like you can totally see the unlit part. Let's get her a little bit more. Whoops. We gotta focus it too, but. Thank you, Nathan, for all your comments. Awesome. And many chiefs of the stars shall transgress the order prescribed, and these shall alter their orbits and tasks. Now, Nathan, all those verses, now look at Enoch 18, verse 11. Enoch sees the planets, and then in chapter 19, he says that those are evil spirits that are drawing, what does he say? They assume many different forms and lead man astray into sacrificing to demons as gods. And like the vision of St. Paul, he said they draw down to themselves the hearts of men. Oh man, I wish I could put sunglasses on this thing. That's why I didn't zoom out, because it kind of ruins the shot. But he saw those 7 stars, and they were in a prison, an abyss. They were bound under chains of darkness. So what we think of as going up into heaven or whatever, there's a place of darkness at the very bottom of heaven that's an evil, wicked place. And we've been taught it's called space. Yeah, look at it. I saw a deep abyss with columns of heavenly fire, and among them I saw columns of fire fall. And among them, what does he say? He saw 7 stars, like great burning mountains, that they didn't come out at their appointed time. And so God was angry, and he bound them until the time when their guilt should be consummated, even for 10,000 years or something like that. So those 7 planets, they are imprisoned, and all the fallen angels who came down in Genesis 6, came down and mingled with the daughter of men and created the giants, the Nephilim, they're up there too. That's what it says in Enoch 19. And so really what we've done, if you look at our world does worship false gods in the sky, and they don't believe that God, the true God, has his throne with Jesus at his right hand. That's the truth. And we've been taught that there's planets, there's terra firma bodies of dirt up there. It's not true, you guys. And so when NASA pushes this stuff out there, it's not because NASA has some knowledge that the world doesn't have. It's not because NASA's deceiving other people. It's because NASA is built of people in this world who believe that lie. And so when all the endeavors, all the things that they're doing, NASA is being deceived by devils. Yeah, here shall stand the angels who have connected themselves with women, and their spirits, assuming many different forms, are defiling mankind, and shall lead them astray into sacrificing to demons as gods. Planets. They're not doing God's commandment, because apparently God's commandment would be all the fixed stars that circle God's throne. And that's in Enoch 71. He goes up and he sees a house that was built of crystal, and he saw all this stuff, but what he saw that interests me is he saw 10,000 times 10,000 angels encircling God's throne. And so when I look up at the night sky, hello, kingdom of heaven. We're looking at it. The stars, those are angels. They're angelic beings, and I'm not saying I understand it, but they're not places. They're some of them are much worse, and some of them are much better than places. Here we go. And I saw angels who could not be counted. Yeah, this is great. Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, Phanuel, and the holy angels who are above in the heavens go in and out of that house. I'm waiting for Nathan's next comment, because I think it's going to be one of those verses. But it says, all the angels, they encircle that house. So that would be my understanding of like what the fixed stars, what the commandment would be, you know? Oh, yeah, Patricia, I do that all the time. If you want a good, my favorite one, there's two of them that are my favorite ones of the Book of Enoch for audio. One of them is Ancient Astronaut Archive, I think. And that you probably know who that is. That it's a very recognizable voice. That's a really good one. And then Jake Grant. I don't know if you're subscribed to Jake Grant. He has one that's he did all the voices and it's like dramatized, really good, really good. I can't do a link obviously right now because I'm on my phone with the moon, but Jake Grant, and he's okay. You've met him, yeah. That's what I figured. I actually met Jake, and he was skateboarding in Denver, and I was like thinking he was gonna break his neck, but he didn't. That was a long time ago now, you guys. I went to Denver in 2018, and I just think it's amazing. I made a video today, a short video on my channel, something like, there's still time to receive the truth or something like that. We're in a special time. Like a lot of people would say it's an awful time. A lot of people would say it's the most amazing time. But we're in a time that hasn't been before. It's never been. And these opportunities of truth and the things that we're learning, anybody can learn these things, and they're coming from up above. That's my belief, and that's my testimony. I did not learn these things. You can learn these things through science too. Like water lays flat and the ground beneath your feet is not moving. We've all made that observation. So you can deny it, reject it, and pretend you're on a globe, but that's not the truth. And so when you see truth, this is what I was talking about with my friend today. So once a person sees a truth, like if you have like two things, someone says, no, it's flat. And then you're like, no, we all know it's a globe. It's spherical. I mean, look at the sunset. Look at the ocean. Boats go down, like all the things. But what if I said, okay, so we have two ways of looking at something. Analyze diligently both of them, and then come back and tell me which one is true. And the problem is that when you do that, well, it's not a problem, but the truth is when you do that, you can't be on a globe. You don't live on a globe if you analyze it. So the thing that it just seems so important to me, because I know testimony after like hundreds and probably thousands of times I've heard people commenting on my channel or commenting on other channels or in videos that what was the truth is stranger than fiction. He had the videos that he did a while back of the flat earth testimonies on his channel. One of those testimonies, like, bam, hits me in the face when I hear it. It says, I researched flat earth for something like 18 months or something like that, and I found Jesus Christ. Now, it might sound strange, but the same thing is happening to people all over the world. You know why? Because truth is being made manifest. Ooh, I've never heard of that channel. Altruism? I'll have to check that out, Patricia. I love subscribing to channels that are, reading that kind of stuff, doing audio. Let's go see what's down at the other end here. So yeah, I just keep thinking of that thing that Paul was saying to the Thessalonians. He was saying that, maybe I'll go get my Bible. He was saying that, we'll just leave it right there. See how you can see the, kind of like the dark part? I like that. Can't see it very good, but let's do this. I'll zoom out a little bit. There's a proud atheist girl. What was her name? Emma Thorne. She was, going back and forth with Kent Hovind or something. And I was watching a couple of her videos, and she said a couple interesting things to me. One of them was the solar system. And so I was going to make a video of something titled something like the solar system creates atheists. Because it's literally what it does. But she was saying, if there was a God, okay, she's like really bold. She said she's a Satanist too. But she says, if there was a God and he was going to create whatever he was going to create, why would he be so wasteful and foolish with his time and his efforts? And I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, he made this entire huge universe and then one little piece of dirt for his people, for the people to be on. She's like, that's not efficient. It makes no sense. No God would do that. It makes no sense. And I'm like, he didn't create a solar system. Read the Bible. He never made a solar system. He never made anything like that. Nothing goes around the sun. Ezekiel went up to the temple of God and he actually saw 25 men facing the east, worshiping the sun, standing like at the entry of the temple or whatever. Like I think that's what's happening with space exploration. Men think that they're going up there. And men think that they're doing all these things, but they don't realize they're just being led on by ones and zeros coming from fallen angels and unclean spirits. Man, that's just not... sorry about the view, guys. I've had way better shots. This just, for some reason... I mean, it's crystal clear weather. There's no clouds or anything. And I just can't get... I'm doing it with my iPhone, so it's kind of like, you know, rigged or whatever you want to call it. Thanks, Nathan. Good to see you, Nathan. I haven't seen you around as much. It's awesome to see you. I've been going to your channel. When I see you live, I've been like, yo! But I don't know if you have the chat on there. But, yeah, good to see you, bro. And all you guys, this is awesome to see all you guys. 3 sides to a coin, heads, tails, and the edge, whatever that means. Good one, Tadius. So, the moon's pretty boring, huh? I'm just kidding, it's not boring. But yeah, so it makes me think of the possibility that the moon has only been coming out during the day because we're living in those prophesied days that Enoch was prophesying about when she would alter her order. Just because if we look at Genesis, the moon doesn't seem to do what Genesis kind of states. Because where is my Bible? Let me go. I'm going to go get my Bible. I'll be right back. All right, I got to read you guys something. Tell me what you think in the chat here. All right. In Genesis, let's just read about what it said. Sorry if that's... I got a really bright headlamp on. My buddy bought me a headlamp that it's motion detected. I can just wave my hand by it and then the light turns on. It's pretty cool. There's actually a couple different lights. Okay. Genesis 1. Let's read about the moon and the sun and just see what it says. All right. think it's in verse 14 where he makes those. Okay. It's the fourth day. Well, he made the firmament on the second day there, and he divided the night from the darkness, and he called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And then he said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters. Let it divide the waters from the waters. He made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven. And the evening and the morning were the second day. So then the next day he did made the dry land, earth, and then he let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place. Okay, so let's see. Then now the grass and herb yielding seed to be for us. And then verse 14 it says, and God said, let there be lights in the firmament, in the firmament of the heaven. I lost my place already, sorry. Okay, and God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night. When the moon's out during the day, is it dividing the day from the night? I don't know. That's up to you to decide, but it's just something that I was thinking about, and it really seems interesting that Enoch said she would alter her order. I mean, is that why it seems so odd that the moon's out during the day? Let me keep reading. Okay. It says, sorry. Okay, and let them, to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. So we're actually talking about kind of like predicted foretelling a sign or whatever, that the moon would alter her order. So it's just something to think about. Okay, and let them be, this is talking about the two great lights. Let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven. Oh no, wait. I didn't get to that part yet. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm starting in verse 14 and I'm not going to say anything. I'll just read. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the day from the night. And let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years. And let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. And he made the stars also. And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good. And the evening and the morning were the fourth day. That just made me decide. I think that this is almost like, well, you could almost call it like a prophecy that Enoch foretold, and we might, like our whole lives, it might be coming to be. Like, obviously we have, like, I guess there's like, what are they called? Like when ships are navigating and they make journals, and there's records of the sky, but look at the records of the sky that they teach children today. It's all lies. So I really don't, I have zero respect for the idea that history has the answer of the truth of what was going on. I don't think they do. Go to Stellarium, go back in time. I don't think it's probably accurate. I don't know. But, and really, all I'm saying is that the moon's out all day today. All day today. I saw it this morning, probably at 10 o'clock, and I've been watching it all day. And it's still 45 degrees above the horizon. And it was a blue sky, and I was watching it today while I was working. I was like, it was just making me think, and it was just ringing through my mind what Enoch was saying, that she would alter her order. Or, yeah, orbits and tasks, and not appear at her time. So, they could be something. Anyway, that kind of went on for a minute. Sorry, guys. We could venture to another star or something, but I don't know. That always seems to wreck the stream when I do that because it's hard to find. It's hard to get it in the telescope, and it's just hard. Danielle says, I hear people saying they see the moon more in the daytime lately. Yeah, it's just something to think about. Because just in my, I guess in my, I don't know what you call it, my ignorant assumption, it doesn't feel like the moon is a daytime thing. It feels like it's a nighttime thing. And yes, it's clearly a light. Go outside and look at it. It's a light. It's very bright. Okay, we're gonna mess around with the image a little bit. Probably wreck it, screw it up a little bit. We're gonna zoom in just a little bit. It almost seems like we have a little bit better of a shot than we had earlier. Oh, I wish more of them had a search filter, Tadius. I'm always wishing I could like look at some of the, you know, I guess what I think R.H. Charles, you know, there's a lot of things that I'm sure he had to come up with. I really don't know. All I know is that the power of God is in the words of the Bible and this stuff. And so, however it comes to be, where some of these things seem like hard to understand, I know God has made it so that we can understand them. Okay, when I mess with it, it just gets worse, doesn't it? It's terrible. Okay, I don't know. It just seems like I'm almost trapped into staying right about there. I see domes right now. I don't see craters. Oh, now I see craters. Hey, DM, what's up? Okay, what I'm gonna do is I have to go and take care of a couple things, and I'll be back in like 5 minutes. I just wanted to at least get this shot going. It looks like it's somewhat tracking. It'll probably wander to the left a little bit, but I don't want to mess. I could spend 2 hours setting it up perfect, and then the moon would be down at the horizon by the time I start the stream. So I'm like, I just start the stream and go from there. Okay, I'm gonna give it one little nudge to the right here. There we go. We'll try that. Oops. Thanks, DM. It is let's see. It is I'm messing up your shot. It's a Meade ETX 125, and it's a pretty sweet telescope. Oh, and by the way, hear that noise? That's tracking motors. Those are actual mechanical motors that literally move the telescope because the ground's not moving. So the telescope has to move in order to track the motion of the sky. See, we were taught that the Earth was spinning, and that's a big lie, because look at it, it's clearly not. Who would think the Earth is spinning, rotating? Only people that have a dream, and it's a false dream. Sounds like frogs, it does, doesn't it? There is crickets in addition to the motors. But yeah, every time I track the moon, I try to point that out. This is proof. Anybody, you know, all these proud globe people that like to make fun of flat earthers, how do they make fun of me when I'm pointing out to them, hey, Mr. Astronomy, Mr. Neil deGrasse, or anybody that's bragging about how much we know, hey, got a question for you. Why does my telescope have tracking motors if the Earth is stationary? They got no answer for that. They're like, oh, have you ever been in a moving jet and you can't tell that you're moving? I'm like, no. Everybody that's ever flown in a jet had to get in and take off. Of course we know we're flying. All these these are just, I don't know. Jerry T says, because the Earth is rotating. Jerry T, you never observe the Earth rotating. And actually, I have another 7.8 billion people that agree with me, you being one of them, that you observe a stationary Earth and you have your entire life. Think about that one once. That's the shocking thing. If we're doing science, if we're going to learn about the creation or this world, and we want to learn we want to learn the truth about it, there's something, what was it called? Inference. Okay, let me give an example. okay? My observation, we're going to do some science. This is how it works. My observation and your observation and everyone that's ever lived made an observation every second of their life. And that observation is that the ground is never moves. It's completely still, stationary, still, solid. If it wasn't, you'd freak out, okay? It's solid. Everyone observes this. So in order to get to a globe there that rotates, first of all, you have to forget about your observation. You have to reject your observation of the ground not moving, okay? So that's not science. So don't reject that. That's the first thing you have to do if you're going to live on a globe, if you're going to believe in a globe. So that's an inference, because I forgot his name, what just said, that's because the earth is rotating. That's called an inference. And if you want to infer that the earth's rotating, that's up to you, obviously. But if the earth is rotating, that's an idea you have. An inference is something that's based on prior knowledge or alternate knowledge or other information that we have. So what is it again that is so important? Like this isn't science, to take and throw your observation away and call your own observation untrue in trade for an inference because you think something might be a certain way that you don't observe. That's not science. Science would say, yes, Earth is clearly still, clearly not moving, solid, and you go from there. That's how I'm a flat earther. Yeah, don't attack Jerry. We don't want to attack them. See, what in Jerry T, I'm not trying to oppose you in like a unpolite way or anything, but I do want to be bold in what I'm saying, because what I'm saying is true and you can test it for yourself. And unless you have some incredible bias toward this, what we're calling a lie, what I'm calling a lie, you can't end up on a globe. You can't end up with water curving and bowing upwards. When water is, especially huge bodies of water, are flat. There's waves and there's swell, there's tides. Jerry says, I don't mind. But yeah, Jerry, we're not like enemies or something, a lot of people seem to like take the team thing and they kind of jab the other people and stuff. And we don't need to do that, because really what we're doing is just trying to learn the truth. And some of us are in a position where we see something that's so vital and so important. And it was for us in our life, changed my life entirely. We want you to understand it the way that we do. That's all. And it's actually, I mean, if I was going to be honest, it's actually like a commandment that's more important to most of us than anything that in our lives. Almost as if we were commandeered by God to say this to the world. And the world really does not accept or receive it well. And I mean, you can ask any flat earther, biblical cosmology person. There's absolutely no benefit to anyone's life in talking about these things. I like that Nathan says the world is triggered. They're spiraling, right? They are. But it is true. There's truth. The horizon, if you ever go to the beach at the ocean, you can look at that flat horizon and you could say, well, the world's just really big and it's a globe. But that's an inference. That's an idea. It's a concept. But the actual world you live in is out the front door. It's not on a map. It's not on a piece of paper. It's not on a computer program. It's not on Google Earth. It's the actual one that I'm standing in right now with a telescope. And by the way, the telescope is in motion with the motors because the sky's in motion. Whoops. The sky's in motion. Danielle Mayer says, I'm at the beach. It's so flat. And here's another thing. Does it really matter if the Earth is a flat or a globe? No. But there's one reason why it does matter. Because it's a lie that's being exposed. So if a person, like I was saying, analyze it diligently on your own and be ready to accept the actual truth. Monica just said it. The truth matters. And if we're in a world that we were born into that was believing this lie that's very believable, very, I wouldn't say that it's crazy to believe in the globe. I believed in it for 37 years or whatever. Jerry T says, admit one thing. If the earth was moving, you would see the same thing. Agree. 100% agree. And Jerry T, I think I'm glad that you said that because that's called honesty. If we're on a globe and the sky was, for the most part, stationary, and the globe was spinning 1 revolution per day, we would see the same thing. Same thing. But the difference here, and I'm going to point it out, and it might annoy you, Jerry, and I don't mean to. The reason why I need to point it out is because there is truth, and there is something that either is unverifiable, unobserved, okay? The earth that we live on, the actual one, like, I'm not saying it's any different where you live or where I live, but the world beneath your feet, the one we're sitting on, the one we sleep on, the one we drive on, the one we build the solid foundation of our house on, it's never moved in your life. Like Jerry T, if you don't mind, if I ask you a question, maybe you can put it in the chat. Here's my question for Jerry T, or people that are kind of thinking, on those levels. Here's my question. What observation do you make that leads you or, makes you lean towards the idea that the ground beneath your feet is rotating? What's that observation, or what is there anything? Where's the axis it's rotating on? Who observed this? Do you get what I'm saying? And I'm looking at the comments here. Thank you guys for all the comments, by the way. Great to see all of you. Let's get a little better view on the moon. And I'm hoping Jerry T can tell us about his observation or the reason why he would say, or the reason why someone would say, oh, the earth appears to be rotating. I missed the first one, Nathan, but that's when you know the floor's spinning. When you're hammered. Okay, ooh, look at that. I need to like clean my telescope, grease it, oil it. It's been neglected. This is my small one. I have a way bigger one than this. I have an 8-inch. That's not way bigger. It's bigger though. It's 4 feet long, or it's got a 4-foot focal length. This one does not. Well, I guess it does, but it's mirrored back and forth a few times. But I have a Dobsonian reflector that's an 8-inch, and it's sweet. Downs, I think it's like an Orion or something. Let's see here. We're gonna try something. Okay, there's all the way zoomed out, and something still ain't right. Sorry guys, I'm going for the adjustment again. I got something wrong here. Oops, what did I do? Okay, I think we're gonna get even a better shot now, I hope. I'm just trying to tweak my phone in there. It's like if the phone ain't perfectly centered, you know how that goes. Whoops. Okay, I better do it with the remote. Daniel Mayer, we do see other stars year round. Okay, let's see here. Oops. Jerry, I hope you didn't answer and I missed it. I'd feel bad. John Garley says, on a ball, if everyone looked up, we would all be looking at different directions, so why are we told to look up? Good call. Jesus said, look up. And you know why? Because he's sitting at the right hand of the Father, and there's a throne up there. And if you want to know where it is, look towards Polaris, because there's a crystal house there. And actually, John, even when he went up there, not you, John Garlic, but John in Revelation, when he went up there, I think it's chapter 4, he said he saw, he described the colors. He said it was like a jasper and a sardine stone, and it was round about the throne like an emerald. I've taken footage of Polaris. It's those colors. It's exactly those colors. So, and it emerald kind of glowing off of it. So when they tell you, like if you go to Hubble or something like that, and you're gonna look at Polaris, you're not gonna see nothing. you know, one interesting thing is, you know, the resources that go into like the let's just take an elementary school where they're teaching your children, you know, how to read, how to write, that they live on a globe, these kinds of things. I totally forgot where I was going with that. Sorry, guys. I do that once in a while. Oh yeah, why don't they, if you go to my channel, and you look, like, I think right on the main page of my channel, there's some videos of stars and wandering stars. Like, they're pretty old ones, but there's one in there, I think it's called like something like Polaris Challenge or Polaris NASA Challenge or something. Like, I was like, if you go online and you look for, first of all, look for an image of Polaris from anywhere, NASA or anything, or any observatory, you're just gonna see this point of light and it looks like crap. But I pointed my telescope up there and there's this shimmering red, white, and green star that is nearly motionless. I mean, it moves in little circles, but what I'm saying is that this star is not, like, why don't elementary schools be teaching this, showing this to these kids? NASA doesn't even have a single video of Polaris available. They've got a crappy image, but they spend billions of dollars on Hubble and whatever the new crap telescope, James Webb. What I'm getting at is they don't offer the truth to children. If they were going to offer the truth to children, they'd put a camera up in the sky. Like, they'd point a camera up there and be like, hey kids, look at this cool star. It's these 3 colors. And then they'd point it at Sirius and say, look at that one. That one flashes every single color of the rainbow nonstop. And then you'd look at Capella and you'd see this something different. You'd see these different colors. You'd look at, what's the other one that I filmed, and it's on my channel a long time ago. I think it starts with a V. I'm out of it right now. Vega, V-E-G-A. That one's like turquoise and purple and white. And it's every single time I point my telescope there, it looks the same. So people would say, oh, that's an out of focus star when you're pointing at Polaris. That's just atmosphere, and that's why you're getting those colors. Well, why when I point it 3 degrees to the left do I get a blue and yellow star? Every time. So people act like they're astronomers. Like Neil deGrasse Tyson, he has his star talk, and he'll act like he knows a lot, and he does know a lot. But what he does is he doesn't know the truth. He doesn't apply. He knows what he's been taught. And I'm here to tell you, like I'm always here to tell you, we've been taught lies. We've inherited lies from our fathers, and they inherited lies from their fathers. And we're waking up in a time when my belief is that God is showing us the truth, just like Jesus said. What did he say? Stay in my word and you'll be my disciples, and you'll know the truth, and the truth will set you free. Jerry T says, be the change fine, but the point was we see the same stars every night. Yes, you are my people, and you will know the truth. And something powerful. Oh, yeah, let me read something. Okay, I want to read this because this, I think, okay, do you guys remember when Jesus was crucified? Big moment, right? I mean, big moment. And I don't know if it was the night before, 2 nights before, or a week before, whatever, but it was right before he was crucified. He made a prayer. He prayed. He went off and he prayed. And he was actually sweating blood. I mean, this, if you could imagine knowing that you're going to be crucified, I'll tell you what, I don't know how I would handle that. I don't know how I just, that's something that I don't think our minds can even, I'm sure people have in the past. I don't know. We're so fortunate. There's a lot of history that's ugly. But he was praying, and he was saying, these dang mosquitoes are going to kill me with my light on. Okay, so in John 17 is where he prayed. I just want to show you guys something. So what if the flat earthers didn't realize it, but what if they were shown some truth from God, and God put it in their heart to tell the world? Okay, Jesus prays about this, guys. he actually prays that the people in the world that he didn't tell would believe on him because of the people he sent out into the world that he told. And I'll just read those verses. But when he's praying, he says, okay, let's see. I have given them thy word, and the world has hated them because they're not of the world, even as I'm not of the world. Okay, that's not the right one. Okay, verse 17. Sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. Okay, he's talking about truth a lot in this, okay? As thou hast sent me into the world. See, he's praying to his Father in heaven. He said, as you have sent me into the world, even so have I sent them into the world. Because earlier he says, I have manifested thy name unto the men which thou gavest me out of the world. So he's talking about some people that the Father gave him. And he said, I manifested my name to them through my word, through the truth, sanctify them, like, what is that, like cleansing them, or sanctify them through thy truth. Thy word is truth. Thanks, Jerry T. Much respect to you, man. I really have more respect for people that can be courteous and polite and friendly, and at the same time be in complete opposition. That's something that I respect a lot. So props to you on that. Okay, so he says, as you have sent me into the world, even so have I sent them into the world. Now listen to what he says about them, though. He says, and for their sakes I sanctify myself, that they also might be sanctified through the truth. And then he says, okay, listen, there's two groups of people, and what I'm pointing out is that there's distinctly two groups of people in this world today. One's believing this and one's believing that, okay? And you guys know what I'm talking about. But listen to what he says. Neither pray I for these alone, but for them also which shall believe on me through their word. Because he sent them out in the world with his, after he manifested his name to them, and the world hated him, but he sent them out in the world, and he said, he's praying to the Father, he's praying that because of these people that he sent out in the world, that he manifested his name to, that the world believe on him because of the words that those people, that he manifested in those people. And then he says, that they all may be one, as thou, Father, art in me, and I in thee, and that they also may be one in us, that the world may believe that thou hast sent me. Man, that's awesome. And the glory which thou gavest me, I have given them, that they may be one, even as we are one. So when I say that God has a throne in heaven, up in the sky, and Jesus is at his right hand, he has a throne, and Jesus made a deal with anybody who would believe in him and overcome, that they would sit in, that he would say, come and sit in my throne with me and my Father. And then he also said that those that overcome will I make a pillar in the temple of my God, New Jerusalem that comes down out of heaven, that it's built with people. The pillars of it are people. He said, a pillar in the temple of my God, and they shall go no more out. So I just think, like, I don't know how to say it. Before I saw this truth, I would have laughed at people telling me that they heard something from God and God's telling them to tell the world. I would have laughed. I'd been like, okay, have another. So how am I? It's really hard to explain how I have an understanding of something that I can't explain. Jerry T says, can we agree the sun is lighting up that half of the moon? I would say no. And I would also say that I don't think it's crazy to say what you just said. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying it. Sure appears that way, doesn't it? It sure appears that the sun that the crest, the light part of the moon is always pointed generally towards the sun. That would appear to be, the moon would appear to be spherical. It would appear that its phases happen in relation to the sun. But at the same time, I know that the moon, first of all, is a light, and that's a belief that I have. So I'm not saying that's some science or something, but we do know that the moon is bright at night. So in some sense, it's a light. But at the same time, I don't think that the moon, the nighttime and the way that the moon, the things that happen at night and how everything cools down, I don't think that it's anything like the sunlight. And that could probably be a huge debate. And I don't really have too much information on that. But my belief is that that the moon is a disk, and that the sun really, if it was going to bounce off of the moon, I guess it could. I don't know. But I think the sun's also a disk, and I think they're the same size, because if we look at them, they are the same size. So, like if we were going to do spherical trigonometry or anything like that, or any kind of geometry or trigonometry, we would have to say that the sun and moon are the same distance from the Earth, wouldn't we? They're the same angular size. Or not that they're the same distance, I'm sorry. That's not what I meant. But that they're the same size. Because their angular size is generally the same. I mean, they're slightly bigger or smaller at different times. What I'm saying is the sun and moon are the same size. But yeah, Jerry T, I couldn't offer you any compelling debate there. But I could just offer you my belief. But Tadia says, is it shining on Australia or why? I don't know. Let's see what we got. Rats. I thought we could agree on that. How about this? I got something we can agree on. That every single person in the world is an important, special creation. Or, well, I shouldn't say creation because who knows what you believe. But what I'm saying is that individual people are something that never could be invented or created, like the way we make things in this world. It's just our human bodies, I think we take them for granted quite easily. I think everyone knows this. So I ate some food today and my body categorized it all. I didn't even know about it. My body was categorizing it all and dividing it all up into different elements and things. And I have a recycle bin inside of me, I guess. And I have a trash bin, a dumpster. Get that out of here. Get that out of here. We're keeping this. We're keeping that. Somehow all the food I shove in my mouth, and it makes this body stay alive. It's really weird. It's really weird. Just life is a strange thing. Whoops. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get a... Uh-oh. I just keep hoping that I get a better shot. I should have brought that... I have a little filter to shade it a little bit, and it seems to help. Monica, that's good. It says, there are mysteries, but we can search. And I think it's important that we all at least consider that the answers are found in the Word of God. I didn't live my life that way until He called me, and He changed my life. But I wouldn't have said a lot of these things, and I would actually said that it's crazy that I say these things. But here we are. This is what I believe. So I never went and took care of the few things I was going to do for a few minutes. I'm going to do that right now. This has been going for 70 minutes. I've been trying to focus this thing for 70 minutes. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, I'll leave it. Wow, that thing's got a wobble to it. I'll leave it right there, and I'll be back shortly. And thank you guys for checking it out. I'm back, but only for a short minute. I just realized that if you are watching this and you hear me, I'm not sure when I'm gonna end the stream, but before I do, since I'm at the shop, I'm gonna, like, I don't know how good the internet works inside. Usually I hardly get a signal, but I'm gonna, once we're done with the moon, at the very end of the stream, I'm going to walk through the shop and show you just the progress of what we've been working on here. And it's kind of cool. But so if you're here hearing this, maybe come back later if you're not going to stick around and check out the end of the live stream, because I'm going to walk through the shop. So it's kind of cool. Lots of fun projects. So here, let's get this. But I'm not going to end the stream for a while. I just want to watch the moon for a while, and I actually have a few things I got to take care of here. Thank you, Monica. Good to see you, by the way. I missed Jesus Freak this morning. I was occupied. Oops. But I still plan on watching it. Oops, I keep going the opposite way. Oh, that's awful. It was a good one. Monica says it was a great time. If you guys aren't subscribed to Jesus Freak Computer Geek, it's a good channel. David Beverly, very entertaining individual and wise, and someone that I look up to a lot and respect a lot and learn from a lot. So check it out. Okay, let's do this. Zoom in just a little bit. There we go. Oh yeah, Awakened Saint. John Garlic says Awakened Saint joined him. It was a good presentation. All right, I can't wait to see it. Jerry T looks like link won't show, but the video is called... Ooh, I missed it. Yeah, Jesus Freak. He's just a... That guy has a lot of love in him. Just love for other people. He does. And he makes sure everybody knows that, I think. He's just an awesome dude. He's like my dad's age, or a little younger than my dad, so it's like... When I don't know. There's something about... when he says something, it makes me think a lot. When he says... Some of the stuff he's told me, I'm like, man... I never would have thought that way if it weren't for him. And when he does that, it's like, whoa. And it's just something that he just says. It's nothing to him. He's like, yeah. He was saying something about the truth one time, just like something so simple, but I really never thought about it too much. When someone, like, it doesn't matter what the topic is, but when someone has, whatever, changed their understanding somehow on something because of they realized that one thing was true and one wasn't, they can't ever look at that other thing again. They're like, well, that's the lie. So get it out of here. Once you see a certain truth, no matter what you do, you can't force yourself to reject it. Truth is true, and there's no... Once you realize the truth about something, you'll never go back to the lie. I mean, if you went back to the lie, it would mean you weren't really sure, right? Okay, let's do this. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave it there for a minute. How's that? Sure looks like shadows and all that stuff, doesn't it? But it's not. I mean, maybe it is, I don't know, but it's a light. Yes, John Garlic says we live in a world of lies. So true. I just know that so many of the things that were reality. I mean, we were taught that we went to the moon. Before I was born, we went to the moon. We already went to the moon. Yeah, right. We're looking at it through a telescope right now, you guys. We never went to the moon. If they went to the moon, they were just being deceived by devils. Monica says, we're in this world, but not of this world. That's what Jesus said. He said, my kingdom's not of this world. Oh, what happened to our image here? Hold on. Let me do some fancy Joe adjustments. Let's see here. That didn't work very good. I wish that YouTube had a brightness. I couldn't find any brightness. Like they used to have, or maybe I'm thinking of Facebook. I don't know. I was actually going to go live on Facebook, but then I don't have the app on my phone because it would bug me. I'm not good with Facebook app. I haven't been on Facebook very much lately. It's just really seems, I don't know, it seems more peaceful over here on YouTube. Less people attacking me and whatnot. I don't know. Maybe that's my honest reason why I'm not on Facebook very much. People just tear you up on that place. Like, just because they disagree. Like Jerry T was in here. He disagrees with me. He says the Earth's rotating and, you know, all these things. But, hey, Jerry T's still Jerry T. An important individual. I don't really know him, but you get what I'm saying. Don't devalue someone because they think the ground's not moving or is moving where, come on. But that's, I think, it's a weird thing to hear. Like, you think the Earth is flat? I said it to some guy the other day, one of my neighbors actually. He lives, I don't know, 6 doors down or something. And I just met him for the first, he's been there for years, but I met him before, but I never got his name. His name was Steve. I'm like, oh, okay, good. Nice to finally meet you and get a name. And we were standing there and I'm like, it just rang in my head quick. Hey, Tony's in here. What's up? Tony Coffee House. It just rang in my head quick. You should just say out loud, have you heard of the flat earth yet? So I did. And he's like, the flat earth? I'm like, yeah, the flat earth. Like the earth, flat. And he kind of giggled and I'm like, oh, we're getting into the trees, guys. See the trees there? And let's see if I can move. Oh man, I should have set up like 6 feet over that way. Should I move it? I'm gonna have to. I didn't know there was branches right there. Hold on. Okay, we're gonna lose the view for a minute. Sorry, guys. We gotta reset the whole thing up so we can get like another hour. I should have done that from the get-go. Okay, this is gonna be the tricky part. We'll see if we can find it again. I'm gonna point at Polaris. See, I'm using an equatorial mount, globe heads. And I'm speaking to the globe heads like MC Toon, FTFE, Simon Dan, Bob the Science Guy. An equatorial mount works on Earth when we film the sky, which is in motion. You guys should learn about that. You guys should pay attention to your surroundings once and then see how much, how you could perceive a different world if you actually paid attention to the one that you live in. Sorry guys, this will take a second, but we're going, I just moved the whole telescope, so it's never easy to just like land right back on the moon, but we'll get somewhat close. Okay, should be close to here. But yeah, those guys, like, I've talked with MC Toon and Fight the Flat Earth quite extensively and debated those guys and stuff, and they're just under the belief that they have the truth because of their, you know, their high school teachers and college teachers, you know, apparently taught it to them, so of course it must be truth. But it's a lie, guys. Ah, there we go. We're getting it. There it is. I can't believe I found it. Now we'll see if it tracks, because I'll probably wander now. Because I'm just literally just pointing it at Polaris, my equatorial mount. Yeah, it works great to track any object in the sky, any luminary, guys. And they say that it doesn't work on a flat Earth. I'm like, what are you talking about? It has nothing to do with the Earth. The sky does what the sky does. Why would you say that it only works if the ground is a certain shape? That's dumb. What you're doing is you're finding yourself trapped in like this place where you think you have this, like, what is it called? I have this gem and I'm not letting it go. Mine, you can't touch it. Like, let go, guys. The sky's in motion. Everything in the sky is in motion. Jerry T, I'm following the chat, so misunderstanding can happen. Yes, that's true. Chat is actually a place where people have to give grace to each other because sometimes something can be written and taken in, in a different way than it was written. I mean, like, just even capitalizing things. People are like, why are you yelling at me? I've had people say that to me. Why are you yelling at me? And I'm like, because I emphasized, like, the word is or something. Like, it is something, whatever. Sometimes I capitalize. Like on the, what did I capitalize moon on this title, I believe. But yeah. Texting or whatever is not the same as communicating vocally or whatever. With audio communication. So let's see here. How much farther can it go down? Oh yeah, I probably got another hour. I probably just get another hour by moving my telescope 10 feet. That's pretty sweet. Jerry T, thank you for just, it's not every day that you get someone civil. So thank you. But keep in mind what I'm saying. I'm not saying this because I'm monetized. I'm not saying this because I get money or like there's a lot of people who would say that. Oh, you're just trying to make YouTube money or get YouTube famous or do something like that. Come on. I get like a couple hundred or a few hundred views on a video. I don't make it to benefit myself because it really doesn't. I mean, me talking about these things, it doesn't benefit me in any way other than I feel it's what God has commanded a lot of people in this world to do, but it's not for anyone's gain, but it's actually so that people will believe in the one that made all this happen and that made us able to debate and able to comprehend each other with language and all of these complex things that we experience. He just wants, he wants you to know that he did that for you. I think that's basically what it is. And, you know, I'm not trying to insinuate anything, Jerry T, that about your beliefs or anything. I don't know. But what I'm saying is that that's my understanding is that, you know, in Revelation, there's this angel that preaches the everlasting gospel. And here's what he says. He's like preaching it to the earth at the end. And this angel, he says, fear God and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment has come. And worship him who made, now I'm just paraphrasing because I don't know the exact quote, but worship him who made the seas and all the creation. I don't know exactly how it says it, but it says to worship him. That was the message that was preached at the end. The everlasting gospel was fear God and give glory to him for all the things that he made. To me, that's simple. And I mean, you know, I just think that that's what this has taught me over the last 7 years or so. That I don't really have any information that's interesting or worthwhile for anyone to take in. But the stuff that's written in the Bible, that's the most vital, important information that anybody could consider. Because it's coming from, it's, you know, when he said, let there be light, light's been a thing ever since he said that. So that's like how real it is to me. He actually did declare that out of his mouth. So what we're living here, this whole, you know, existence has some sort of vibrational or sound aspect to it. I'm not saying I understand it, but something about sound. When he declared the voice of God, the word of God, he declared all these things at the beginning, and they happened suddenly, and he made them come to pass. Like, let there be light, and there was light. I mean, we can't explain that, but apparently James Webb Telescope will explain it to us soon. What a joke. Okay, I'm gonna take a little break. I'll be right back. Hopefully it tracks okay. We'll find out, huh? We'll find out. I'll be right back. Whoa, it's still on there. It didn't wander too bad. Okay, so we're gonna do the tour of the shop now, or in a minute. It'll just be like 2 minutes. I just want to show you guys what we've been working on because it's all pointless and the material things in this world really have no meaning. But I still, for some reason, am alive and have to do things every day and build things and whatnot. So we'll get one last look at the moon here. We'll zoom out and then I'm gonna pull the camera and we'll take a walk. Cause actually, let me see how much battery I got. I've got, we're actually 4%. I better do it now before it dies. Okay, I'm gonna leave the telescope going. Remove that. Okay. All right, you guys can see the shop. See, we got all them windows. That's awesome. So there's the moon. And I'm gonna make sure we're clear. Okay, I can't see it obviously. Or actually, let me turn my headlamp on. See if we can see the shop. I just want to show you guys. Just cause, okay. Okay, we won't be able to see it very good. Hold on. Whoops, okay. Really can't see it at all. Okay, there, so that's the front. It's pretty boring. But, okay, here we go. Let me turn my headlamp off, okay. I got the motion sensor on. I'm working on it here. Ah, come on. Whoa, it's flashing or something. Okay, we're good. All right. I backed my truck in here because I got tools in it and I got to empty them out. But this is the front shop. And if it cuts out, I think the recording will get it. But so this is kind of my dad's car place, whatever. I made a big pile of dust yesterday too. But this is one of his Corvairs. He just brought this one in. He was going to work on it. But he has this car lift, or whatever you want to call it. So you can put the car on there and lift it right up and work on it. That thing is pretty cool. So I'm working on the ceiling here, so I have the scaffolding kind of set up. So that's the front shop. That's not where the work's happening much, but back here is this machine. It's called a Como. See the Como? It's got, I'll just show it to you. It's my dad's cool machine. So he's got this computer station. This is called the Fanic. It's a control for this machine. And I'll just show you what this is. Okay, so this thing got all these different tool holders. And here's all the different tools. And the machine will switch. Right now it's got a big fly cutter in it. It's just like, it'll cut something flat like that. But this thing goes across and back and forth on the gantry, and then the bed actually moves this way, left and right. I'll show you that from the back. See these tracks? So that whole bed that all that junk's sitting on, that whole bed comes way back here and moves back and forth. So there's that. It's my dad's cool machine. So this here that's a window, but we just built this like over the winter, all this shelving, all these little cabinets and whatnot. It's kind of a mess. You have to forgive the mess. But we've got organization here, and we're still working on it. I think it's a never-ending process, but we are working on it. There's like over 150 drawers in that cabinet right there that we built. So that's this room. Next is like the wood shop. So we're going out here. This is the wood shop. And this might blow your mind. It's pretty cool. It's kind of a work in progress, but let me stand back. Yeah, Jerry T. My dad's got like tons of them. I'll bring you around back and show you a couple more. He's got convertibles. He's like a Corvair collector. But so there we got a bunch of wood and more wood, forklift, table saw. I haven't showed you the cool part yet. Okay, so these doors just go outside to the back, where actually there's another room out here that's not done yet. I'm working on it. See, there's a shelf that goes around. So there's like 2 floors in here, kind of. It's mostly like storage. We're gonna go up there, don't worry, because this is pretty cool. Mostly storage up there. There's a dust collector that shoots outside from the como, goes through the wall, pulls all the dust off of there. Okay, so let's go up the stairs. So we got stairs, and when we get up here, just a bunch of junk, but there's more trim on the wall. I'll just show you like from over here. So we're up on the second floor. Somehow this came to be however it is. My dad had an idea and we went with it. So you got to duck down for the trusses, but that's okay because there's a lot of room. I'll just back up here to the wall. There's a lot of room in this area back here. So we'll go up this stairway quick. This is just like a floor I just put up here because I'm standing up right now. This is how tall it is. So there's plenty of room. And so a lot of storage of just kind of like lighter weight stuff here. And we'll walk around this walkway thing. See all my different shades of carpet. Okay, so we're gonna go in here in a minute in this closet door. Just kidding, it's not a closet. So this has a slant down and we're going down like 6 inches when we walk on this. And this is a mess here because, let me turn my headlamp on again. It's got buttons, I don't know how to use them yet. This is a work in progress I'm working on right now. Okay, so this is all kind of temporary, but I built like a bunch of, they're not high quality cabinets, they're just to serve a purpose. They're just storage for all that kind of junk. Like we got a lot of stuff. So out here, this is that room I was talking about. I just got to show this to you guys. It's only like half done, but I have the roof up and the floor. So we'll be able to, basically this will be more storage. And underneath it's, you know, rain free then or whatever. But so there's that. And here's the view when we turn around. We just got the table sound stuff. This is taking longer than I thought, and I don't even know if anyone can even hear me because my internet probably doesn't work very good, but I think it'll record it. So this, we got the walkway, and you can walk around. Got a lot of junk everywhere. I just put a little window in here. It's kind of cool. So actually, I'll show you those other Corvairs. Let's stick our head out here. Oh, can't really see them. There's a hardtop one right there. That's a 4-door. That's awesome. And then there's a convertible without a convertible. Here's Jerry T. I just saw that comment. So we just came from this room with the Como. And there's the shop out there. But we walk up this stairway. There's a door here too. So it's still a work in progress. But so we got like coffee maker and whatever. And then all those windows, I made some crappy shades for them. But all those windows, so it's really good view in here of whatever. So this is, hey, it reconnected. Just decided to do this, but that flash pole barn very good. Okay, we'll get some cool Corvairs here. All right, that works. That flashlight works good. All right, this is a Dodge Dakota. I just gotta show you this because it has a, what is it? It's got a Roadrunner motor. It's like a hot rod. It's crazy. It's crazy loud. This is a nice Corvair right here. He's got to put a top on it. I'll try to get you a better view. Sorry. This one needs a little bit of work, but let's see. I'll try to shine the flashlight from up here. Okay, here's my favorite one that he has. Nobody else no, this is my favorite one. This is a 2-door. This one, I don't know what year these are, but let me show you something else. So you've seen 3 Corvairs now, the one in the shop, but wait till we go up on the driveway, way up by the house. There's my telescope. I put the K&N filter on there, sticker. It's a pretty nice scope. This is an equatorial mount, or this serves as an equatorial mount. Whoops. Okay, see how this base is like, it's 45 degrees? Well, if we turn and we look up 45 degrees, Polaris is right there. That's how simple an equatorial mount is. It moves in a circle. That's it. And these globe people want to make it all difficult and tell me I don't understand how to use an equatorial mount, even though I built one, I own this one, and used it all the time. Ooh, what's this over here? This is my favorite one that he has. It's a 4-door. Isn't that cool? He used to drive, like every single one of these cars, he used to drive them around all over. This one is kind of a newer, sportier one. I don't know. I don't know what year. Could be 60s or something. This one's kind of in rough shape, but there's another one back there. We might as well go look at that one. See, and that's all of them, I think. This one back here, I think, is in pretty good shape. It's just like a body or whatever. Oops, sorry, I'm not pointing the camera over there. This one's been sitting here for like 10 years. This one's kind of sad. It doesn't have wheels or anything. Any critters in here? Ooh, that's pretty gross. This one, Bondo on the top. I don't know if this one will be going in. I don't know what's going to be going on with that one. Oh, here's my project. Okay, check this out. So I built the roof, and that's only half of it because I'll show you the other angle. There's a truss right there. Whoa, I'm tripping. There's a truss right there. 3 poles. And I built the roof on, on this side. And there's the floor that we walked up on. And what's this up here? Well, when we had the fire, see all that? That's all got to come down. And I've got quite a bit of it cut off. But I got a chainsaw that reaches, I think, 12 feet or so. And that's a little intimidating. So I wear a hard hat and I'm really careful when I'm doing it. But hey, intellectual catch up. I was listening to you guys for almost my whole drive home today. Good stuff. All right, let's see. Oh, you guys will like this truck too. This truck, I bought this truck from some farm up north for like $1,700 back, I don't know, 15 years ago or something. But I somehow sold it to my dad. It's a 67 Ford pickup. And it's in really good shape. I love the paint. It's my favorite part. When I bought it, there was a sticker right here, still there. The whole sticker was there when I bought it though. It says, beef, it's what's for dinner. That was one of the reasons why I love this truck, because of that sticker. So I'll just walk you around this truck. My dad, he wants to just put new tires on it. The gas tank is leaky or something. Put new gas, or fix the gas tank, put a new seat in it and sell it. I'm like, you probably get some good money for it, just like this, with all this rust, this surface rust and stuff. People love that, especially when it's got some kind of nicer looking wheels. Yeah, it's a 67. Yeah, actually, Intellectual Catch-Up was saying about where he grew up or something. This is where I grew up. I grew up right here in this yard. My whole life. What's that blue over there? Oh, that's some house lights. Yeah, that's where I grew up, in that house. And this is the second shop now. There's my work trailer. It's a pile. It's falling apart. All right, guys, that's it. So I just wanted to show you the shop because, I don't know, that's pretty much all I've been up to is working at my buddy Ron's farm and whatever. Day goes by every day. I don't know how many more we have left, but I do know that these ones that we do have left, we can all do very important things. When we know the truth, we can share it with other people. We can talk about it, talk about how do we know what is true, what is a lie, and all that. So you guys all have a good day. Hit the likes or whatever, the thumbs up thing. I'm trying to get in here. There we are. Whoa. And you guys have a good night. Thanks for hanging out. And I'll talk with you the next time.